Love me tender, yeah. And if you tell me something hello, don't waste time but to do like so. Hello, I give it to me. Good afternoon, Onuya Afena Wabaswa, Eya na washe video no. And then mene mwa bedi nkomo, mene me brother. You know, I've searched this guy for a very, very long time. I know, no, people are hungry for wisdom. People are hungry to know more about what is going on. Tisawa Baswa. Meanwhile, I shared the video as I get myself prepared to have a very interactive conversation with Ivan, your only Ivan Chei. Ivan Chei Innocent, the one. Ono ankasa abedu mi studio ha ewo Canada. Nti o hwe yan ye Canada. Ene me ne Ivan Chei ba betwetwe nkomo afa Ghana ho. What is Ghana today for you? How do you see Ghana? And where do you want to see Ghana to be today? So we are going to have a series of conversation. Before I bring Ivan to the studio, Mr. share the video no yenko. Papa New Force Akwaba, Akwaba, Samuel Akwaba. Who was so because of what we do, a lot of people think say Sebi, ayane ya tisika so a common idea yo. Nanso sika no obi abetena so papa when we change the seat and we hand it over for someone to sit on it. Unfortunately, nipa na tena sika no so sika no niasa, so there's a star sibia. It gives us an opportunity to also Ghana for fra 50 koha, 100 koha, 150 koha, bibia ni ya fa charity boxes ho. Ya mami wu, obi woneba, obi yare. The things that other country has taken ownership of, even with us, immigrant impono, Ghana no, say yafa boxes besi ho, na yajijisika. So some of us, they do answer us a lot of money. A lot of our brothers and sisters are in exile. They've been, they are having a lot of problems. Kita numuni, even Dubai, guys, even Dubai. There's been a lot of our brothers and sisters in Dubai who are stranded. People are stranded. Ghana for unfortunately, intimidate wabaha. Share the video no. Wa woti abrochime mu mayen stars no. Na anu ye no ya na me hu me I just found out about some stars. Oni a wo share, please share the video no na yen hwe ba bia ye de asem ne befa. Yen brother
Damn na so. Ya pemu bio said no to MPP, NDC. No more NDC, no more NDP. We need to face our country. Useless leaders.
Oni a wo hwe yen me pacho share video no. Emra ye twen me brother Chei na oba beka yen ho na owa ha Ghana de mesrem ya na munya abotrema yen because Ghana no ene brother Chei, for all you need to know about what is going on in Ghana, everything you need to know, his expertise, I'm sure many people has had the opportunity to listen to him. So please share the video no as we invite our brother Chei. In the meantime,
since independence, since 1966,
Ose IMF way.
the year Bekwe will be the most.
amanfo ye ba bedi we mu nyina ho nkomo ye betwetwe nkomo afa Sri Lanka said ye hu Sri Lanka fa ene Sri Lanka ne esi wo Sri Lanka no sen ena Ganafo ehu omoho sen ena Ganafo Japan opanyin a wetena enkrofo we fa ahode so from 19 kojo hon anamo a citizens no obi nso dweneye. Are we heading there? That is the story we are going to talk about amongst ourselves. Bring your comment, just like everybody else. Please bring your comment as my brother. My brother Chei, Ivan, welcome. I hope you can hear me.
Hello.
Good. Now the sound is here. Afede metonka.
What you mean?
Metonka.
But I'm saying mental voice.
Unto me voice.
Pacho David.
Okay. Let me take a look. I'm for some yes, my mic is working okay. My mic is working okay. Everybody else, if you can hear me, Brother Chei is having a little bit difficulties hearing us. Into your best back. Onua ena ya ba bedidi nkomo bebre. Ghana niama bebre na esisi ewo Ghana. Yesi ye ko IMF. In the beginning of the term, MPP 4 na Ghana 4 ni aje yen kro no na NDC 4 enya de kura MPP 4 beka kire yen. Eniama na NDC 4 nye na omo ede Ekufuado epese ebesi anan na Ekufuado eba beye magic Ekufuado hu se yeti sika so na menim nia ohun ye bank account kro hu ye ngudie kro hu ye measures bi ohun ye na NDC 4 afa na ofo se omo embu amamuo ni yie eno nti MPP 4 ebe ka kire yen se amamuo no na enkoyie kura eno nti ye handi over the baton to we Mahamadou Bawumia yen yankasa yen we vice president and the president Nana Ekufuado ene wo ne sen mene yen brother Ivan Chei eba betwetwe nkomo. I'm sure you had the opportunity to meet your brother Ivan. I don't know, brother Ivan Akwaba, I hope you can hear me okay now.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Beautiful. Are you comfortable with Chei or you're comfortable with English? I'm comfortable with both. It's all about the viewers and what they are comfortable with.
Yes, so I think as the conversation goes on, because of a varied audience, we can mix the two, so any problem.
Beautiful. So welcome. I'm sure you've had many conversations and you've been able to share your views, and I love your intelligence. I love your brain.
Thank you very much.
There was a young man who got a scholarship to Aburuchi Memuha, and yeah, he was very brilliant. And I guess his roommate happened to be a white boy. And this white boy was just curious about how come that this black guy was so intelligent. So he unfortunately killed him and ate his brain. Yes.
Wow.
This was something that happened. This was a real story. A lot of our young men are so brilliant. And when the first time I saw you, I said, and then I realized you live in Ghana. And I'm say, hey, Ghana has been, filled with brilliant young men like these, or am I just Anna me who say there are a lot of them like yourselves, but unfortunately with the structure, the way opinini re nampano na nkwala no re 9 or namono ne 9 no eno na amaye from beginning. Nti akwaba, it's honor to have you on my platform, and I hope by the end of this many people will also learn a lot from you. So welcome again.
Thank you very much, and thanks for the opportunity too. And Debia, because those of you in the diaspora trying to add your voice to the conversation like this, and make it the commitment to do this, very, very important, because those of you are money, at least you could decide, Ghana, whatever happens in Ghana, you don't care. But you say home is home. However far you go, you definitely come back. Home is home. So wherever you find yourself, any little contribution we are here to help this particular country, the Ghanaian dream, Ghana will become a prosperous nation where everybody will wake up one day and say, there is opportunity for Obia, a country that will give a competitive edge to Obia, irrespective of background, race, color, whichever. So Obana said talent in more, you'll be given the opportunity, and also big to me, system no bit man incentivize you to bring the best in you. There are a lot of young guys in Ghana higher. I think that the talent are bound and the talent are immense. But the good question is who is tapping into some of these immense talents in the Winnie. So a lot of them go waste because the talent in Winnie is one created enabling environment. If money put those things in use. And a motivation for some of us. Leadership over the years has been nothing but a disaster. But going forward, we can't sit here and repeat the same thing in the past. So we are just trying to create certain consciousness among people who say political power, it is about the change you make, the impact you make on others. So we should make the time encounter not any little impact be able to make it to leave footprint on the minds of people, and then the matter, but it's not about the world you gather, it's not about cars, and then as for car, no be one, or be three, or be four, or be 5. So like a contest, nobody can win. If it is about money, your account will be double. There was so be double. So it's about being human, how effective we can in impacting on others. And I think that is the most important thing.
Very good, brilliant. Like I said, young brother Chei, a very brilliant guy. Ghana is packed with so much good brains for their country. I mean, actually, be a nyankopon de be domo no wa mahu nyansa ne nimudia a obetimi di ediso. It's all about applying it, like he said, in the right places and also knowing the right time and also having the right people by you. Inti young brothers be said tree very much very tree. Inti you best stick with tree. You know, I kind of see Ghana as if you look at this part of the world, everything in this part of the world, Ocean African country are the things that move this world from Africa. If you look at the people, this country was built in the back of immigrants, and those minerals and those everything. Free Africa. Why do you think Ghana, especially who started since 1964? Ghana started way back, but there were some hurdles to be. And Kwame Nkrumah enya akonya odi beje yemfa ahudie a enye se ne yenifa ahudie ba na nkrofo bia beje atena so. Why do you think it's taking us this long to recognize, say, it's not just the old people, but rather we need every effort, every brain to make this country move where it should be right now? Why do you think such a big gap?
I think one critical thing over the years, the cultural dynamics. I think just how long what's not Ghana has it, but what's not Ghana has not say your cultural orientation that you want is such that every Penibia is right and a Caribbean must be submissive. So whatever that the old man tells you, whether it makes sense or not, you're supposed to submit to the authority. So society and environment create my end. So over the years, and say, oh yeah, Krakana would need the answer for Dibina Ufri you can offer maybe one day a bit to me actually a course and I'm sorry, so we ended up creating a very timid society where everybody have to keep themselves in line. Until we are not supposed to complain. So Emma, a whole crime and nipa be Bramrantian and Mayo because as a young man, how do you say so for your politics? Ever catch us all yes to and people obviously shy away. And I think that is the one thing I did but also across the globe. Nipo will make a difference in the global politics, and most of them are young men because at that age, that is when we are very adventurous. We are risk takers. People dare to experiment even the impossible to see what will come out of it. And not any critique we are saying. And this over here in the United States and other places, but be a more develop on near money in any part, maybe a school dropout, be on an adam to be seeking to like adventurous lifestyle or more just trying to experiment things. In the end, nobody will beat me eloquent. In the end, nobody will be a phone as a for. So when you have that mental freedom to just maximize and I say the OBI try to put it to use. So at the end of the day, that is when something will come out of it. But you have to claw back to your circles and take instructions from them. So over the years, and I think you're losing focus on the thread called leadership. We don't understand it. So it's always like that domineering, like lady, and I have to be submissive. Into the end of the day, you are supposed to be submissive, no questions asked. But leadership position, until you are asked critical questions, you may not have any motivation to look at the alternatives. Until say obey question say I don't know where we there be we say at that point na obenya the reason to think about niema ba kwa na me but anam say a free role obi abama sa na echo. But I think then Nkrumah started and he started very well because he had opportunity to be in the States and other places, and that is when the industrial revolution in Europe at that particular point kicking in, and we also say moving away from the mechanical way of doing things, now you go into the industrial revolution. That was the trump card for Europe. My Europe economy SSI, because prior to the industrial revolution, now your economies are not so we are seeing that Europe wasn't part. Because quite recently, your friend say in the 1900s, taking countries in the growth by GDP. That China and ordinary first. Which means that China then was doing well, but because of your friend say and Tokwane plagues in the political instability, China at it or crama or some go back there, one of the poorest countries until 50 years when or more to me as I come together. Countries like Argentina and Japan were doing really well, but Samurai in Europe, as I say, or more industrialized, and a near money in our society, the Juma Eba, and one out for technology in as a father. So in Nkrumah, the early student of that particular thing or buy, he saw the needs, okay, Ghana, so we need to go a certain way. So in Nkrumah decided to turn Ghana into a huge industrial complex. So in realizing that, he built Tema from scratch, and the idea was to make Tema the industrial hub of this particular country, setting up corporations and industries. Say, "Baya nema na ye kokrana manone de bananas for ye beye ni nyina ebi wo ha na yenya say yenya ye de fi ma yetimi e de bia kwa manone akwa koton." And in realizing that, then I'm saying ye the humanity obehia electricity and the other your friends say akosomo dam ebeka ho and several other ways ya or mind bit me nice so but political instability ebe shame samre no ema niema esase eko bone nti we betu but you started the fourth republic we na ye free say samre the yetimi democratize ya besi kwan mu nka niema bekoye. But that's how PSA it has always been about self-interest in the individual interest. So group to me more than no capture political power or then yes, no corner for fraba wins about the messy apa. So at the end of the day, the ordinary person, the problem, the present difficulties facing the ordinary Ghanaian.
That's right.
Issues about healthcare, issues about schools, issues about technology, and Nema Emma, we are a move in this particular stage. We are not concerned about those things. So people in power are concerned about building houses in East Lagos, building houses here, buying properties and that, but investing in human resourceful and industrious, and that will translate into the growth of the economy. Then as a phenomenon, and it's no longer priority. And this over here, factories are making once a man command this way. You bomb what you are the end German say because shall say you process it, factory, cocoa factory. The Nipa now Baba Tono, so because of the interest of a certain individual and as a one person, the whole industry should just crumble.
So let me ask a question.
Okay.
Sri Lanka, what is going on? Protesters storming the presidential palace. Japan, assassinating the Japan Prime Minister, Shinzo. If you look at Ghana, for example, you mentioned about the cultural way structure, no? Akwala a voice and do and I say they don't value the voices of the young ones, but we share the developing country. These are the very same people who are coming up with new inventions and all those things. We share Nkokrafo Ejuma wa ha, engineers and all those people. They are the one. They are the one doing the dirty job. But engineers, nankasa no, the young ones, you know.
Yeah.
Where do you think Ghana is heading in terms of that? Do you think the governments are listening now that the Ghanaians, you can tell, said now the paradigm shift, things have changed around. You can tell people now, young people are now recognizing that no, we need to take a part in this government way. You know, we need to participate, and our participation is missing. Our voices are missing in the government way, decisions and policies. It's not made for young people.
Yeah.
Do you think the government is making any effort? So what is happening in Sri Lanka and also in Japan that doesn't happen in Ghana? Do you think the governments are listening?
I think they are supposed to. They are supposed to, because Samra Libras define your friend is saying politics as a market of ideas where we go and shop. All the media bar, na yen in the end they are building on minor and Crophobi by a former deliberative Democrat. Almost say there be politics na yen just a mere market of ideas where your friends say media for the best sell near more to us, then we go and shop. That moment we channel. Power na ye to me na ye nyina ye kura de chichiro man must fall from the power elite. Few people no na emra nipa na ye wo from no ho. I said to me ni baba be di ensema ye make sure say ye ni nyansa ansa. That is the new narrative in town. So I'm sure say you may know ye outside the traditional media, no, it means that the youth are becoming very receptive to the fact that we have a role to play in this whole governance thing. And so we have various social media platforms, the way amount for contribution on various platforms, then as where clearly you see say the rules of engagement of our politics and whatever is related to a concern, the rules of engagement has changed. Now the youth are taking a center stage and they are recognizing and say there is the need for them to take part. The way you are buying, you only have to be sensible and respond to the changing dynamics. If you don't, you do that at your own peril. And I think the Sri Lanka example you just mentioned is a classic case, because when the people started signing your friends and signs and they said the economy is crashing, the president could have listened to them, not addressing the many challenges, but he didn't. The economy has crashed. Today, a good level, they've had enough. There is nothing that anybody can do to stop the people. It's the reason why upon all the security, whatever in Sri Lanka, the home of the president, which is the most, highly protected zone, and nipa at me woman is swimming pool and a madam money, and you're turning it into straight amount for Nikum. That tells you that the power of the people is more powerful than those in power. That is how it is. So we are buying. You only have to be very sensible and be receptive to the changing dynamics in politics. Why not? You do that at your own peril. But I think people are not responding, because I overheard near my Kosovo Ghana has a the consistent engagement from the youth, asking government to fix the mess. Those of you in the diaspora adding your voice to the contribution. There are a lot of people, civil society organizations, political opponents, everybody has recognized that indeed the current state of Ghana's economy is in tatters, and there is the need for us to breathe life into this economy. So if you're a sensible government, what you do is that you listen to the concerns and the many amount for personal. But it looks as if the attitude of government towards what is happening is that of indifference. They don't care, and that is the problem. And on my young said the Wusi cannot. About a precursor for the event that happened in Sri Lanka, which most of us because so here the name Ghana has gained for itself so far as the on the radar of democracy. Only say you're a model in the sub-region, look up to us. So it will be quite unfortunate in the eyes of the world. Say Ghana, your democracy in India, That is the point we don't want to get to. So it is incumbent upon those in power to be very reasonable and sensible and just say, is it true? Say we are then if that is the answer, then let us solve it. But you see, these are guys who are trying to dodge reality. The challenges, the problems are challenges are creative, but they are always trying to run away from it as if so been a year. And that is the biggest challenge, because until somebody accepts you are responsible for something, you will never develop the intrinsic motivation to address it. And that is why they keep dodging the reality in the way that we are. So I think it's a danger that is facing us, that is staring at us.
Very good that you touched on accepting the responsibility and the reality of what is going on. I hear a lot of MPP people are saying, say, policies, policies. You see, there's a saying, if you want to cheat a black man, you put it on a paper because they're not going to read it. I sent a test to, a WhatsApp to a few people. You get a lot of calls back rather than reading the message, OBB need time. And that is the world we have created to be in. I hear a lot of policies, and in terms of accountability that you touched on, let's go there. MPPs are still blaming NDC, and it's been 5 years. And if you look at numbers, the numbers don't lie. Ghana has had what $2.4 billion in terms of loans alone. And not even one structure is put up. Obroni there are a lot of time spent in policies because they want those policies to be the backbones and also the main structure of projects. What do you see? Because MPP people keep mentioning projects, policies. Is the policy speaking when it comes to projects? Has the policies been transformed into projects? Who are Ghana says, have you seen any projects that Ghana can boast of?
I think, like I've been telling people that this particular MPP government has invested so much in the politics of narrative, where what they want to say, there is nothing like policy. To them, it's just a mere slogans and narrative, political narrative. That is what they do. Because when you talk about policy, policy is when you engage the people, you identify challenges, you weave those challenges into theories, and on that theories, you build policies out of it to address the challenges. So it's a fine line that you need to follow. So what are the policies? There are no policies. They are coming out with slogans like one district, one factory, this. And because they have not done any research, because they've not done anything, like they are just putting projects in some more can they just say it just like that without anything. Because if you really want to address the challenges of the problem, the challenges of the people, what we do, for instance, if it is housing, you just study the dynamics in town, how many people, the homeless people in town, and after identify that particular thing, then we come out with the policy initiative. Okay, if that is the case, and then let me come out with houses, whether it's going to be affordable or it's going to be expensive, depending on the caliber of people who are homeless. So these are some of the things that will inform a particular government to design a project. But this is a government that will come and tell you, say, one district, one factory. One district, one factory without anything. And in the end, they will tell you, say, see factories. Existing companies are friendly companies. You fat or minus, you can boom, then they come on more like Casaprecon. Has been in existence for a very long time. Why in a Juma? Why in a Juma? As to what stake that the country has in those things, we don't know. In the end, how much has those contribution my economy now grow? Nobody is able to pinpoint. So at the end of the day, it's just like a wasteful venture. You form my then my number for more private companies, just like that. When government can just take both steps, okay, your friend is saying and area, but who said tomatoes and or more, and they do it in large scale. So me baby see factory kasi and that particular factory no me a serve maybe the whole eastern corridor and I say the whole northern enclave. You be for export. So at the end of the day, we do our estimations. I feel be a tea tomatoes, maybe a bear $100,000 and I say $1 million and the requirement on it. That is a definitive project. You can celebrate it. But as we speak, there is no factory here over Ghana for any Jumaya and reduce the burden of unemployment. Yatikroma rise. Yeah, in the last 3 years. Did over $1 billion more. Last year, did over $391 million. Out of that, the 90% more from Vietnam buy about Krumasi. That is, I say, I didn't know mind Ghana, your Arab lands be free. I didn't know Vietnam more. Vietnam, your mind because of war, America for wage on them, and it destabilized the economy. And they were one of the poorest countries in the world until recently. Now they have realized and they have made agriculture a backbone of the economy to the extent that Vietnam to me, Ghana to me, the over 290 million. Which means that they are really doing something. So what are we doing? Who is that president who is going to say, okay, and I am going into large-scale rice farming and I'm taking the youth in. You incentivize them, you provide the machinery. So in the next 5 years, Ghana, we are no longer say because it's a huge industry. You come out with a processing plant in Nasifo, for exporting Nasifo. I don't know you create job for a month for and Nasifo. But that is not what you're doing. Beyond the rhetoric, there is nothing to them. Everything is politics. Into one district, one factory, a pinty castle, and in the end, cassava cram, crafla buchi, cassava from our neighboring countries, and contumely, tomatoes, crana business or money, young sour, and so my land. Even in the States, last now talking about California, they do agriculture a lot. Agriculture is almost the backbone of the economy, and it's the fifth largest economy in terms of GDP in the world, larger than almost all the countries in Europe, apart from Germany. They no more they invest much in agriculture. Some of these things, the more are able to invest and they are able to realize dividend from agriculture. How much more? They all will know is agriculture. Absolutely nothing. So I think that the catch a policy you will be catching a policy, slogans and then narratives and put you because they know say Ghanaians are gullible and can't say anybody at all can swallow because like you said, I'm from parking kind until they swallow the hook, line, and sinker. That is what gullible people do. And that is what has been driving our politics for a very long time. So some of us are just trying to change the narrative. So, okay, before you believe in something, just have concrete facts. Begin to probe, ask the critical questions as to whether the seven nipa no can because my in this huge way, over poultry industry, for how long our bagana has it? Because I want to say, it's a huge industry because over Kroma poultry consumption is very high. Adding to that, trying to subsidize feed. I the more you making sure say poultry farm now for being in large scale. You be DB or any but you see, the whole idea is to just go out there and borrow money. Go and borrow money. So started from 2018. Early Eurobond 2 billion and I buy any other share. The following year, 2019, you got 3 billion, you buy any other share. 2020, you got 3 billion, you buy any other share. 2021, you got 3 billion, you buy any other share. The amount of IMF, IMF, in the last 5 years, we are $11 billion about Kruma, and this IMF commit 3 billion and 2 billion. It is about borrowing, and then we filter everything away. So there is no plan.
Very good, very very good, Pa. So, they say what touch on one district, one factory policy or some form of scheme. In this part of the world, the Black people always makes reference to patterns. Baby Abrofono, the only factory they have, and I said the only invention they have done was to build a way a corrupt system called the patent way sector, where someone discovers something and then they patent it. Omuma obibini and patent was to be given a patent.
Yeah.
That is say you own that thing.
Yeah.
Like for the rest of whatever we say for a year. That is how I see the one district, one factory thing. Because if the government cannot come up or build, just like you have explained it, this is not a brainer. It's so simple.
Yeah.
Go and build go and start your own way infrastructure. Go and
Industry.
start your
Yeah.
own factory. Why are you putting money into somebody else's factory where you have not done the feasibility and the public don't even know this? So
Yeah.
this is where the accountability sets in.
Yeah.
Who is responsible for knowing this? I mean, the government is obviously not responsible for making sure the public is aware or knowledgeable or even like the constitution, for example, the rights of the people to know where their money is going, because this is the public money. This is public funding. Why must we put money into Kasapreku business without Kasapreku making it? And I say, is this some policy? We say Kasapreku be higher this year. Was there any publicly published way be a ebeda bontin say Kasapreku company be higher this year 1,000 people, for example, such as near President Mahama Obesi Hospital, no, at least over 112,000 workers, new workers, were hired. Who is responsible? Is it because we have no experts in the country? Because in this part of the world, they are experts. These are the people who will come out and say it. The researchers, the economists people, the people who knows the system. Why is it, say, Ghana, omo a enimdiefo nyina no, omo aye mem, na se se nkwala na ekasa wo Ghana? Do you have any idea of that?
Well, I think I do. I do. You see, politics that we do here, mainly it is driven by a lot of things. You see, elsewhere, I think there are certain subtle undertones where people vote for people because of race and other stuff. But here, I think the domineering factor here is this tribal kind of orientation that we have of a politics. So if I'm your tribesman and I'm voted to power, and as I may mess it up for whatever reason, say the person is perceived to be a minority or so the president the end year, we will all allow him to say fairly support and this thing has eaten deep into even the heads of foreign professors and doctors are him for and as for them. So the courage to confront evil in the face, say, hey, come on, my friend, this is the same thing the other guy was doing. And I sorry, Tiano, but this time who say Aporoso, and we're not going to allow this. That particular thing is not there because he's one of us. And you see, this is like I incentivize you, or it has emboldened them, and they are persistent in impunity, doing it with that. You see, because after all, they feel comfortable within the zone. But if we are dealing with a class of people, almost we say, oh, the people who are watching us from a distance are intellectual. There are people who subject our actions to critical scrutiny to certain extent. One casano, you will be a bit scared and you'll be a bit shaky in your dealings. It's unfortunate that such systems are not there. For instance, if you come to the media in Ghana, where people are supposed to be a critical advocate for the people, unfortunately, majority of the so-called mainstream media are not allying to government. So instead of being guarding the people against the excesses of government, now they have become guard dogs. They are protecting government against the very people they are supposed to, because in the end, they receive peanuts, they get money, they somehow on various board and so forth. So the core mandate as a journalist, where you're supposed to bring out the critical issues to bear for the public to know what is going on, drum the concerns of the majority of the people to the corridors of power. Say by your policy makers who identify the challenges and weave them into policy, whatever that will address the challenges. That is not what they are doing. Just the media space and they are the so-called for now and TV obia appointment at the board so well moral locus ben ubenya say all criticize you be ahemfo ya ye by na no yet see ya kutwa land kakra na ya ma ohene we obetini see ya top V8 ya ma we ni ya bo we. So I know the day no nipa ni so no abonti no, they do all these things just to ya katawano or ya dia own to minka. And I think that is the point. And the youth now and nobody is benefiting. And even if people are benefiting now, we have realized the need for us to build the future, because because of globalization, we are sitting in a back. If you go to the internet, you see young people in America and the stuff they are doing. If you go to China, some of them are mates, and we know the extent at which or more. Now, to a different background, I know who said. Then there is this intrinsic motivation within a bit me catch say no. We need to do things right, and no matter the amount of money will be better down. The motivation you have, they override it and you ask for more. And I think that is the point that we got into. So, I think what the youth are doing and is enough. I bet me are drumming home our concerns, and I'm sure it's never going to end anytime soon, because now people are becoming very receptive to information. People have started reading. People are beginning to understand governance. And then, but it is about the contest of ideas. Who has the superior ideas win the contest. It is not about tribe. It is not about where we come from. It is not about this, blah, blah. It is about who has the superior ideas to change the political course of this particular country. And I think that is where the pendulum is shifting to. I hope that time very soon the whole political narrative in Ghana will change, and the atmosphere will change too. Yeah.
Very good. Now that you touched on the political views, and also youth now abreasting themselves with information, wanting to read more, gaining access to information, and also questioning. That's the whole thing, questioning. And also, of course, now that we have established that the old man has let us all down, nobody's speaking, of course, with interest. They all come in with interest. So the experts, those who are supposed to speak, and unfortunately, like the journalists, they've taken money, so they are not speaking. It is now the ball has been thrown to the youth back. In order for the political, for us to see a change in the system, to have policies that will address those issues, that a Ghanaian man a child can just finish school and expect to say, I'm going to school to get work.
Yeah.
How old are you now? Are you 40 yet?
No.
Okay. So see, with your knowledge now, how does the Ghanaian children going to the youth? Because in this part of the world, you are not a youth. You are over 30, right?
Hello?
Yeah. Otimenka.
Yeah, Metonka.
Okay. In this part of the world, from 20, when you're youth.
Okay. Yeah.
So Ghana calling themselves youth right now, no? How do we how do we now get the ball rolling? We have established the fact that the old men are not going to end politics. To build a country, you need more than being old. The Constitution says you have to be 40 in order for you to be voted for as a president. But from your submissions and the information you have, and how critical you think about issues, how do you now think the youth of Ghana going to take over? And I say, how do we move forward with this thing now? And when it comes to Constitution.
Yes, I think we need more of an engagement, because in as much as we see there are a lot of youth advocating for change, a lot of youth in this thing fighting, there are significant number of youth out there who are also against what is happening. They just want the old order. There are people who have invested in the old order. There are a lot of people who think that the status quo must remain. So in as much as you see countless number of youth on the street always advocating for a change, there are a significant number out there who are also in support of what is going on. So I think the engagement must continue. We cannot disengage. Information is critical. If you want to liberate people, you arm them with information. When a time will come, you may not have to convince Obi to take a decision. When the person becomes resourceful, so far in the form of information, That is when they start becoming critical and they begin to ask questions, and then they will take decisions. So I think we only have to hasten slowly in our education. Now, at the end of the day, we are able to draw a significant youth, a number of youth into the scope. Sabaya engagement and the person paradigm shift line na yenam so abesi ne no. Anye se obi na tan obi anase obi mpo obi asem. But the reality is that yenyina ya failure. And this is no time say you believe obi anase yenyina ya failure and going forward, you know. What do we do? Old way of doing stuff over the years now you're relegating the youth, you know, to the background where you think say, oh, we are crowded at Tanchana, we need car, we in politics and penny for Jumano. That particular narrative, that particular conversation, and as you engage here, when you see once say, in a diverse way, you know, we can make contribution to the development of this particular country. It doesn't matter where you come from. Those who are educated can make your family saying or more contribution. Those who are not can make their contribution. Now, who say this politics, NDC, MPP politics, now taking center stage in our minds. You know, yes, you can love your political party. There is nothing wrong with that. But always, you know, ask yourself, say, are we doing the right thing? Are we being true to our words? Now, put your future in perspective. How does it sit well with your future and the future of your kids? And as the destiny of that particular country, you know, policies now by no ban. Is this something that can help you so they realize that particular thing? I think that is the point we should get to. Now, let us not fixate much in this. Your friend saying too much. This deep partisan politics or be people do politics here with emotions, sharp emotions. So I know that the Nippon no mess up in a party, but I have my cousin UK US and then as a format. A two party na among for but I'm saying Nippon or Munimyansa politicians in Nippon you know. When you offend them, you have to. Yantia Boris Johnson, no one can the party for catching and say participate of no confidence. In the end, and then what's that for now? And there are a lot of things you see. So if you are able to draw some of these things, very receptive near politics, say the emotions and support from intellectual discourse, where people, the other guy will raise an idea, you raise an alternative idea to counter. If you can't counter, maybe you see sense in the other guy's argument, we move on in a way a charted path for this particular country to grow. I think that is the counter. Yes, your position here. When I say it is us against them, it is the NDC against the MPP. And in a way, transfer on the way, now we are transfer on the way. In the end, you know, there is no progress. Like I said, the parties are just vehicles. I get them to capture political power. Our destination is Ghana. So as a Ghana, their priority. So capture the political power and what you use the power to do, you know. And then the most important thing. So the citizen, you know. Yes, subjected them to critical scrutiny and begin to ask the critical questions. And same you are more that's right. On the reason I call it, then yes, will be the two concealers. Obia crying demonstration could be quiet on resign or no one casa because of moral conviction. Who said no, at this point, they are phenomenal. He willingly told the people, so because he has respect for the people, because he knows that he's ruling intellectuals. But see, I said Boris Johnson resign at this point. Now I had the course of Ghana higher. Why should Akufo-Addo still be walking around as president?
So Johnny.
Exactly. You see, because this is a guy who has been toying and messing up with the present and the future of this particular country. No intervention, we are not there, but they solve the problems. Put to a near Sikaka Kana Yo and a year wasting no, you don't mind no bubbles here. Just say, name more Yabakuku and Yansa. But these are grown up people. When you expect them to be very sensible, take decisions a bit young boy, among for that chance, but decisions no more taking in for immediate gratification. Into a better mind seeker at the time I yes so far, not that Kohan getting on in the many pound children. And cry Kenyans are 7 children, Nipa 78 or near not so betty. And what trouble minor is crashing, no? They are time of mind seeker, see cathedral, and I was answer, now bring your mind watching you see cathedral, and I'm saying, selling the party to car and other celebrity, powerless is in the past. And you do the dinners and your Maya, your near the new Punyansa. I think there you will listen to us.
Very good. It's so nice that you touched on Boris Johnson because he knows his party members are not fools. They are very wise. They are smart. They knows the rights and they work by the constitution, just like Donald Trump. He did manipulated his cabinet members.
Yeah.
Cherney and spoke against she was within
Yeah.
the,
Yeah.
yeah, and she spoke against it. And also, we with the Senate, of referendum trying to manipulate them, and they kept telling himself, it's not within the constitution. How am I going to find 1,000 something vote? How do we now tell a few Ghanaian young boys? Because right now they are the most, I would think that they are worse than the politicians, even because of the same reasons.
Yeah.
People don't want to work.
Yeah.
People has no power within themselves. They have not been given the opportunity. Omo enya etumia esese ekura omo so omo ankasa ombetimi de ama aye eniama omo ankasa ombe feel proud of. So they still want to be under these old men. How do you talk to the constitution and open the eyes a little bit to those people? Because it looks like we may be talking, but the right people are also saying, me pese me sum nana, nana ye mehene, nana ye say. They don't see themselves in the context of, say, how do they look at themselves in the next few years where
Yeah.
nana may not even be around? When you
I
look
think.
at
Okay.
like how do you address the allowances these men are taking, which constitutions allows them to do so, and the culture which they are also indulging and also aiding? How do you talk to these young men, and what do you say to them in terms of what is going on, what is really going on in Ghanaian politics?
I think there is this old concept of power that has been adopted in Africa, especially in Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is that I have said it in several times. So person who control a society, just take away their economic freedom. If you want to rule people, you want to subjugate them, just take away their economic freedom. When you take away their economic freedom, forever and ever they will be indebted to you. Until here 100 Ghana cedis, this offer phone sister, and I won't send them 100 Ghana cedis. Until then, you are able to manipulate and control them, used to do whatever that you want to do. That is the old concept of power in Africa. So when somebody rise to political prominence, what they do, they make sure they take away incentive from the youth, because they are the critical tools here. So youth didn't here. So at the end of the day, so youth become self-sufficient, and when a politician be harness their agenda and support. So in the first place, the incentives will not be there for you to harness. So few now, just would you be a yes a massa for that one there, so concept in there is no motivation. Say yes, set up companies and factories. Say for individuals to become self-sufficient. Because Canada, US, most of the European countries now, be a wedding already 20 years and above is able to work and get a you may not have to rely on the parents. There are a lot after 18 years when they move away from the parents, they don't even come back again. They don't come back again after 18 years. They don't come back again. And because the person feels at this point, the system has created enough incentive as a taking me near my year. I can become self-sufficient, depend on myself forever. But here, nobody is self-sufficient. So always in the near message, will be a competitive edge. I'm a youth to believe in himself, say, mention at least meeting those things are not there. So I know the day not too many in the long term. So at the Chinakran will be China or ya Banya Juma, Nasa or Hena Katia, maybe a bear 500 Ghana, 600 Ghana, no be sound said. So what Jim was me a Katia 1,000 Ghana CDS in the next 30 years, and send our life this year. Nothing will come out of it. So you may be forced to look at other options. This worship that kind of way. So it's a deliberate way of just taking away the economic power of the people, because we are economically we are empowered, that becomes your bargaining power.
Yes.
Because will be all Canada. may not have to rely fully on the government for anything. Say just how your politics answer because you make a crappy away via the open is not for you and your family. You don't give a damn about what happens at the presidency or whatever. You only people only talk about politics when it is election time and as a policy, yeah, but here and I'm saying there is nothing any pay so every day is for political discussion. From election day to a day, it is about politics and a way of life in this particular country. So I think going forward, and now will be saying, what can we do? I think we need to admit that we have failed, and going forward, how we wanted to industrialize, that should be the beginning of this particular era. Henceforth, I'm making sure, say, turn this particular country into an industrial hub. A bit near creative, young Cassia Bay, baby, near Timia, a ton be a common on it, young Cassia Betty, dear, was near be free. A bassa, Ranty Benya, because a tomato factory are making, your sea factory can see a war. Taking my analysis, you baby. The part of bit near 4 more years to my woman. Or that's why all my friends and sisters and 100 Ghana cities. Kakao Benyan, almost between the any baby, they were quite a channel or so. Yeah, and not any other teacher of mine in the end, or minus being a be a film. But yeah, I've been saying, but near me will come hanging a mamma on the floor. So, hey, they see our the banking sector, yeah, you're cleaning the app, yeah. Papa question these are local entrepreneurs are investing much in their banks. Among your challenges, they say banks DNY any challenge we are saying. So as a sensible government, what you do is you just look at the challenges of more, you address them. Say supervisory rule no can about swapping or making sure say what put you certain interface be to monitor the activities that you do because public interest is at stake because Ghana for the musical question, Ghana for the year Juma. So you take certain initiative a bit making sure say the human not the pounds or human sungu. But and I'm saying vindictiveness in the politics at your money politics in ye goose and money in a year if you look at the state of the economy because I was in the music on some fan America it's a chroma but I am Barclays Bank I have other banks access for Nigeria for scanning movie almost fast phone almost MTN Chroma we are the second Sagua de the border point send the second and the GDP no back kakra but capital flight meaning I repatriating all the money away so the economy continues to shrink in the end nothing seems to be moving and in yet money a digital classical crying because find a year you man away to tax you money you want to the bonnet, you money, but wouldn't name the Aquana said you wouldn't name answer. You look at in the past, say, I didn't we see Obi because Abro Obama by US by President 2008. Unfortunately for you, Obama, we are saying a recession. That's the last recession we are saying a before this COVID recession. Obama, most of the financial institutions in the United States were on their knees. What he decided to do is Yamma banks corporations or more credibility. Yamma Musika, so the Treasury Department, Ghana Finance Ministry, Fasika, boom, and all the man. Your agencies are more credibility. So JP Morgan in any way, no, or meeting go out there and buy distressed assets. Because America for a year, you or you can see Guna or more Begu. And they survive most of the corporations and that's what have the Ukrainian profit amount for more by hand. You said 9 billion at the better capitalized bank. A bank could have done a lot of things, but they decided, oh, we end this anyway, CPP, we say, young good bank and the bit, Omodo Musika Bababwa, but you will fix a Nippon Moya, Juma woman, for young people, or we are Ghana for also to help the economy. They pay taxes for Ajumonena Brony Bay to know your 25 billion and the good banks. And and the COVID yaba you go high every COVID a buying says a intervention. A buying ASEAN TAM, European Investment Bank, the EIB, so Jimbusia 170 million euros. Ever setting up a new bank, a new event, a National Development Bank. When we have National Investment Bank, bank no great good at
that. Papa, you've touched on a whole lot. This is a classroom on its own. I'm telling you, this is a economic class. This is a way social intervention class, and this is all sorts of things. Many share video no Eva. Or see, our leaders needs to stop borrowing and live within our means. Yes, our consumption level is just whack. Many of the activities that MPP omaye and some NDCs sponsor abaye ni omope and omoko, but niama ene yengeni aba ho ne say we de aburo so.
Yeah.
What do you think about IMF when you look at Professor Steve Hank? Or say IMF for sika nye ni Ghana for here. If you look at it, MPP thinks IMF, NDC, because it's all about credibility, and IMF is looking at Ghana as a whole. And NDC did well. They have something to show for. When you go for credit and they are coming back, you're coming back to come for more. They have to ask for some of the policies. And all these roads are winning, hospitals and name and NDC for can show for. Right now, if you go to the IMF policies now, almost review right now, all the things they are going to submit is what NDC did. Everything they are going to. So NDC did set up a good way, a platform when it comes to borrowing money and the credibility of Ghanaians. For those of you who do think say it's just a IMF, just oh my say culture thing. Ghana just say do why yanko borrow. However, you need to show IMF say you are disciplined and some of the things are why do you think IMF at this time can NPP for just a few maybe? Is it the Sikano and I say the discipline? What do you think? Is the discipline more valuable than the Sikano? What do you think MPP will do with 3 billion when they already have more than that and didn't do anything with it? And like what do you think?
I think the Obiti Babina offers IMF bailout is going to save Ghana. I think that is a joke because in the first place, you said this is our 17th time going to the IMF. Yes. So bailout, nature said the economy not crash or in some like there you don't have any immediate intervention to revive the economy in terms of capital inflow. Because I worked at the first quarter of this particular year. Sika ye project is here 14 billion. 14 billion, no. Yaji sika ni nyina ewie no. Yenya 12 billion. 12 billion na sika editu ayeka aye 13 billion. $10 billion in debt servicing and then 3 billion in amortization. So what kind of me no boma aye 13 billion. It is all kind of nyina boma. Yet what first quarter na yedeka.
Hey.
So that so person what I don't mind it. Asama makan sika na ye litua kan do so chen sika ye nyaye.
Yes.
But ye salaries minyankan salaries asem. Minyankan your friend is saying statutory fund that I say sika is ye tua sa your friend says state fund is ye sika come adibiti say common fund ne this MC your friend said district assembly common fund sa na ma we nyina minyankan ho asebo. Sikana yajeje no krum ha nyina no first quarter no e ka yede in terms of say service your debt no antimi antia and clearly no obiti ba bi so mine no dache o mine no ne dache the entire ye to da edi da bia me kasa me cheche me kira manfo the entire no say mu say ye to da edi at this time no nka ya to da edi ache o cause esabi enkwase abosin o mo sha ase o mo boy since 2017 betin no nsa o senko mine no ke to da edi da but yenya si afenuma no mudi meka no mo bond market they are float shares na the 2 billion aba the following year some can say in the last year the 11 billion and aba kroma na yaba ba this year no unfortunately for us and Bloomberg actual some negative report about Ghana Fitch downgrade Ghana Moody's downgrade Ghana and then no and I'm saying Ghana yeah middle income country into no yenko we don't solely rely on the Bretton Woods institution like the World Bank, the IMF for your friends and for assistance. What you do is you go to the capital market. Capital market now, and your mind the Bible saying or catching saying mobile. And your corporations no do musical kubu individuals and as for do flow two way now or musical barber top. But uncle for no business or more into a can check and your IMF or I can say for the catcher and take 4 pence musical on the chair and maybe sika. A World Bank na IMF one entities as kind of free. But where there a deeper motive will be a model musical bosia or so may they chow be any sanity. Into Busiana ya ba Busiana Menayama and they debt to a GDP and then I'm somewhere around 81%. I and I'm say few were heavy be 84.6. I and they call so the penty picture natural now who the state of Ghana's economy. Let me say IMF bailout no say ne bisi aboy IMF bailout in the tie ne say me say ye President Mahama ne IMF no call ye ni nyina na eye dede Akufo-Addo de ye campaign ba power ni nyina sika okoje ye na enuru 1 billion
1 million yeah
yes enti no so wutie nsama Akufo-Addo ne MPP campaign no mu ye wo kroma the very moment on na so say oko IMF nka that very day no nka the Boris Johnson ye no say nka oye bi because he came to power because Mahama went to IMF because that was his campaign message say enti no sa adena omoye no in the first place grano I think I na resign. Secondly IMF now wo kono I feel na wo bargain for your friend saying bailout no it could be 2 billion. It could be 3 billion. I'm not sure IMF will ever give us 4 billion. It will never happen. Because COVID by 2020 now, IMF $2 billion. 2020, one in SDRs, one in rapid credit facility. Sikano 2020 now, we are not this year. 2020 now, swaz a year no so no. Your capital market could float on 3 billion into casa to the moment 5 billion in 2021. 2020 says you can waiver. Yes, no. If you be now again is you know call IMF na IMF bailout be ever be single Ghana. I'm the one kasa who joke. And in that economist in the United States of America have been following him. What I said. So what
IMF will be far better than NDC, and it will be the most favorable IMF power.
He's a joker. He's a joker. You see, but politics na and I'm say your friend say it's excessive tribal orientation in as for no obi be cancer be in semhunu bia na so such people should not even have space within this political way because omokasa omode efi say nkora adwene and they grow to become the likes of them because clearly just say this is an uninformed person who has been given opportunity to sit on TV just to spew garbage and he's just doing politics. IMF no better Chei obi the whole thing is that the economy you've messed it up. And so when the figures are Ghana they call IMF 2015 this is during President Mahama Penswa and you been a yo and then debt with GDP somewhere around 81%. Sika the 70 debt 2016 now 10 billion and then a triple by 500% and then the 50 billion and the 70 debt and that. Now what Sika na yaji no kroma na nya say afimoni nyina nya say na what is Sika 50 billion akwa 70 debt. These are the realities. Enti these are individuals that they are full of themselves, so arrogant to the sense that they think that they are very special breed of people. You're more there, but you'll be there and you're the bonnet. So that's why I'm telling you, say they are not in touch with reality, no. Or when you're ready to accept, they say they have really messed up because maybe I and you be an NCO. The fact is that Akufo-Addo and the Bush and four have decided that they will destroy this particular country by stealing everything in it, and it's the reason why we are here.
My sister might be say, can IMF refuse us? And then I would also ask you my last question. You've been a great, such I don't even have the word to because in this part of first time who I said, why are you wasting your time in Ghana? To tell you the truth, this is what I said. This is what I said, Ivan, because any pentiment we are saying and waste nimre. Okasa no emfifi in Ria. That's what I said. You always want to talk to something and you want to see what you say, transparent, like you want to see it manifest in your
Yeah.
life. Don't you feel, say, answer ama we no? What
Sure.
do you think when you look at your future in Ghana?
My answer the question, I say
Uh-huh.
yes, IMF can. Yes, of course, I will call IMF. No, it's about the statement. No, bang. I'm not sure. Say, oh, Ghana for your program. IMF for now for my support to you. That was absolutely nonsense. IMF in support of my program because program, Papa, economy didn't crash for you to go and seek bailout. What the IMF will do, they say, I'm back just to ensure, say, certain policy credibility and also financial way, they understand everything into what debt, your debt, your future BCA, your discount they will reprofile our debt to understand Ghana, your debt situation, say the city, and a can as a phone, now so who situation, you better see a bit me, I'm bet me a Ghana, again. Various social intervention programs now, they will have to engage with government as to how many of them are able to drop it because those freebies, because much now about IMF. If you look at us and never we are teacher at this point in time, and this way as again, I debit is a cathedral, but catch us and I buy in a wouldn't say, or mine of children at this time, the NC cathedral and a cathedral and for so also. So some of these things they will force you to drop it. And the question is, you call IMF and they can refuse that. Yes, they can refuse that because there are countries that are more any IMF I engage for 2 good years in here. Answer from them, they are still engaging. That country is called Argentina. There is another country in Africa, even Zambia, but they've been chasing IMF for 5 good years. They are not getting a deal from IMF.
Oh, wow.
So, yes, so IMF, no, they will look at the extent of damage, deterioration, or answer. And I don't know, 2020 by IMF for your friend G20 country catch almost say, oh, COVID-19 by a month for much, some initiative be my friend debt service suspension, DSSI, debt service suspension initiative. On mine, third world countries no more car, almost cannot abroad, so no more one casa, not a canoe more dinner, more suspended more because of COVID. It's like a HIPIC initiative. Although Hoko catch almost Neman Quay, for some joining, and then they open for you, the canoe what dinner. Now you're making sure that you are renegotiating terms and somebody will be free because COVID. Countries are more young China will be a coy. Is I was adding to Ghana for young Kobe. Your fence, Cocotini, they decided not to go become and this for because on the join HIPIC into a one call. By the end of 2021, $12.9 billion in terms of debt suspension and a country's normal coin. Say, I feel the 10 billion as at least the will be 5 billion now. But young these are some of the initiatives. These are some of the initiatives I buy because that time now COVID is boom 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 boom.
Of course.
Cannot ban because IMF the 2 billion. World Bank, 350, your Bank of Ghana, 20 billion, you set up COVID funds, boom. At this point, a mile or more pay, Nipa home, who says, I buy a citizen, so no dear, Canada, way. I think that you got a package in the US, people got packages in as for relief, in as for them. UK there is a new policy called support my lovely or something. Yes, I was subscribed, but there is a package for you because of the pandemic in the US. You're going to say Biden, as I said, a school for no student loan less than $10,000. He's giving them a reprieve because of COVID-19, and several other countries are taking initiative. Yes, by day way they decided to impose COVID taxes at this particular time, or just cannot be or the movie or any public as a much and a So
as a canasa.
so these are the things IMF is going to look at it and catch us and I wouldn't answer say or minor hot children high plane. They will tell you.
Yes.
Wouldn't answer say or minor hot children see cathedral, found my see cathedral, and these are some of the things that are going to play out. And I think that there will be some say about why and the about why and say we are going to achieve fiscal discipline. The rate at which they will make sure say they will place moratorium on non-concessionary loans. Bosia wodia on family and Sadia bit maybe an Hokano. Or my monk was Abusan, or Bobosan, or Bobosan to say terminal trade, Nubino. Yes, it will pay for itself. Now, Sanya Manway, but I mean, Quaquajia Babidi, Quaquajia, Chama Busian, for near Finians, a country we are there. Nobody's going to allow that.
And animal wait there, it is such a great interview. I think a lot of people has gotten a lot from this. So Enya ni also my dear, he's not I can tell. Okay. Onua wo me hwe Ghana no eyeyendia ekromu ha there are packages. Mr. Ekufuado could have given every constituency or region $1 million. $1 million. Ike Ekufuado no. Yen constituent the regions near saying and yes 16 or saying.
Yeah, 16.
16. Every region could have received $1 million. Now so ene chababi ayakodu. Papa, my last question to you no. Na ye the yen we na kwawie.
Okay.
What do you think, NDC or third party?
Oh, I think at this particular point, so what happenings in Ghana, my major concern has to do with the people of this particular country. It is not about political party or it is not about who leads. It is about making conscious efforts at this particular point. We as a group of people, this is what we want. So when you make we will dictate the policy pace. Because in the UK, in as much as you are among for more lead, wouldn't mean sorry, because I'm a president, and then Obi a driver right, you want a driver left. You don't do that. You need to engage with the people. That's it. Because you translate me say, Okofa Jesus Christ only lead Ghana, not the attitude and the mindset of Ghanaians toward politics and we will end up creating the same.
Yeah, but then Jesus personal
politician. Exactly. So it is not about third force, it's not about NDC, it's not about NPP. It is about the state of mind as people. No, you might change it and start from her and then transfer into whoever captures political power. I think that is the only way we can be saved.
Thank you. You've answered me right. I mean, you have such a great people in Ghana. The only reason why our productivity is low is because they are not engaging them. They are not amplifying the people who should be active, whose mouth and the ideas should be part of the and when you talk about politics, it's not about you working in the government. If you look at Canada, for example, we have a lot of programs that are not government programs. There are a lot of resource centers. There are a lot of institutions, but the government actually partnership with them. They partner with them and programs to say anger management program. And I know there's some guy be our make say, let me go and look at it for the first time. Papa, now it was just to say a bit to say what for you say now on dancing we be our kolano how to get things because of COVID in there are a lot of emotional
pressure,
mental health so you bring those people into the school system, you pay them to relieve teachers for teachers to do their program while they are doing, you give them a prep and then so it's a unit, it becomes a unit. So what I said, it's not about government. We are not talking about government. If you understand how government works and how a nation is governing, where it has nothing to do with say you have to be a politician. No. So what I said, but be a citizen and not a spectator. You can see a lot of Ghanaians are now spectators. They are now speaking for the government. They are spectators. You are not being a citizen. So I said, a citizen comes up with a portfolio. Government here, I have this. I have I have expertise in this one. Please give me work to do. But and then now, Oceano, Papa, Obi to say, Ivan Chei is fierce in Ghana. Why? Because the government is not ready to utilize such a brilliant young man with a very active mind, with a mindset which it's so ironic. It is different from what Ghanaians actually thinks. Because Ghana no sha that collectivism way of culture no yɛn nyinaa yɛ gyimia bom na yɛ kɔm na yɛn nyinaa kyɛ sɛ obi ntumi nka nkyerɛ ne yɔnko sɛ nea moyɛ yi daabi ɛnyɛ saa na ɛteɛ. Akufo-Addo cabinet ne nyinaa obi anu a opposed to Akufo-Addo. This is called collectivism. Individualistic of ways of thinking. And only Boris Johnson, the cabinet members, the power sharing, you know, and equity in a system. And when you have equity in a system, power don't lie in one person's hand, but they shared power, and that is where responsibility and that's where accountability comes in. And this is where activity becomes very, very, and people are not ashamed. Boris Johnson is not ashamed to quit. But he didn't quit. And this is a very way proud state to be in, to recognize that the people way choice is number one. And this is a bold step for Boris Johnson to actually resign. Do we have anyone who is bold, who can say, I think about my people, I know I can hear the cry of my people, or we have men who are arrogant with such a big weight on their shoulder. Exactly. Papa, let me read a little bit of my people. Mensa, may God bless you. Ivan Osi is a great guy. No way about that. You are such a brilliant. Seriously, Brad, we can't say me no because I say you have a fun. You tell him say he is my fun, but I'm not a girl. I'm a man. So, so you have all sorts of people from left and right, young, old, and which genders who are really,
and I think we should all subscribe to the vision of making Ghana a better place because, like I said, however far you go, home is still home. So, in a diverse way, we cannot connect, create a viable environment, and things will work again.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. For Dopa, Eric, or say kudos. Very we need about only 10 people with bold people who can speak and also follow through what they say and their actions following what they say. So Gabi, thank you for your stars. In animal, Mame Ama Eva, thank you very much. Please continue to share the video because this is the only way. Listen, Russia started with this. Okay, America started with this. Social media, they started with the same thing. Ghana, you can tell, say Ghana before, it's not Ghana today. You can tell with the new waves. Look at Ivan Chemo. Before Ivan Chemo,
my main can't say me before we go. You see, so my name so be share from France. So said France started and they started from that monarchical lines, you know, until Roman Catholics, nobody a rule, aristocrats, nobody a rule. So they divided the country into first estate, second estate, and the commoners. Sana maybe this why maybe will be a 2 or more power than a here for no. But when the revolution, when the French Revolution kicked in and people realized that no, power must fall from the first estate, the second estate to the commoners, we the people, no. That was the starting point for France. They democratized, and now look at where France is today. A prosperous nation have opportunity to obey, but revolution say but intellectual and mental revolution that will set the system to a default position. Who said there is the need for us to start all over again because we have filled young.
Very good. Very good. I was going to ask you, say, where do you see yourself in Ghana? But Meko say, what are you doing in Ghana? Because Ghana, if you look at it, you see a hanomono in Gumerwafo, you school, and if I look at you right now, Ghana is not structured for progress. Like you have nothing to fall back on. What are you doing in Ghana? I really wanted to know. Don't you? Seriously though, because Oma ye too kwano tete no Omo no must say Ghana, and I have another show about totally different. Omo mutu to kwantufuo no mudi cannot say Ghana, and the reason is the mindset yen way ye di too kwano yen priorities ye di too kwano krana nye. So people left Ghana because of poverty. Omo Bible, omo be pesika greener culture. So when they come omo be ye juma fuma juma na they don't study. Study. So they didn't bring development back to Ghana. They brought jobs. They brought themselves to come and showcase what Misumaba na me pel first and one payment. So they didn't bring development to Ghana at all. But other people, no more bar, they sell everything, they come and they educate themselves. So when they go back to their country, they are going back to bring a development, they change back to their country. So they go with such a bright knowledge, a new concept, and the people will accept it instead of baby shown. Iti usha wafamo muti abrochino okachire ne people are coming back not because it's or bibi obeyo debi or person obedi sikani bi into MPP mu they are full of people who run away during the NDC time. It's Ghana number they came with a bad concept. Educating themselves. Gabio
This is Kenoforiata's results. I'm enlarging. I'm going to enlarge it so that you people will see this.
This guy here, Mr. Kevin, you see, so they left Ghana not because they said they are coming to look at Kenoforiata coming to steal. So he didn't come back to Ghana to develop Ghana. Into me, besides say Ghana, there's nothing for you, Papa. Seriously, we need tell me a do you know the funding, especially now because of COVID? The things government has only result to me develop what train where the town is yours. The program, as long as because Toronto is choked, Ontario is choked into with your knowledge, man. Now, me a rally Ghana phone caller to educate. Do you know the money this country will give you for free?
But invitation,
I will give you invitation if you want. No joke.
I hear. I'll come.
I will give you invitation, free invitation. Wait, maka. Wow, show me maka. Me match away. I will change invitation. As long as you can leave the share. What dear woba come in. They are young teachers for teacher kojo. My friends are who will still with time or Ghana. Come and educate. We can go in with a full force. I left Ghana in my teenage. Mikechi because I realized what Kroma said. Apparently they value culture because what they say if you don't know where you come from, if you don't know your root, you are lost. It's Can you believe some But I've been here for 32 years. So what you say? And they educate you. They want you to educate, take what is here, but also come with what you have. And now Chei translators in Kwan making $40-something per hour, and Obe translated through the whole city. No, Sukumu they are translators. So a Jume program say boo animal. Papa, I'll give you invitation. Why, Mpacho? Why?
I hear you.
No, Waba. It's here for please thank my brother for me. Ivan Chei, innocent, number one, precope. Adwene egu Ghana no ne nyina egu ne tim nanso ye danyankopon ase se emra na we Anansi anansi e fruit duana atakuma ka kire ne se papa yi na nka wo de se wa kire anka obetimi afrodua ne ntem no e ma ne peteye eno nti wonso hwehwe bi wate nyankopon hira mo nyina papa. I will touch up with you, but thank you so much for your time this afternoon, this evening.
Thank you.
You have a last word for Ghanaians before you go?
Oh, I think all I was saying is in all that we are doing, we are not doing it out of malice and as a hate and as a propaganda and be spewed just to maybe twist the political narrative. We are dealing with the political realities. In some way, whenever I speak, I talk about numbers, I deal with facts because I don't want to speculate. I don't like this speculative politics. So, yeah, the facts in the grow, yes, in the best. One as a reasonable person, video, not just begin to ask critical questions. Out of that, you make an informed decision. You may disagree with me, but just don't do away with the fact. Now, you what to say? We have really failed. We have deviated. Plan vision, yes, yeah, Ghana in an industrial hub, no, thank you. It's me twice our kind of swap and can be a Ghana. Because in the early 50 years ago, that's a which is the motorway, and after 50 years, it still remains the best road in Ghana. Our largest source of single largest source of power generation, you're building about 50 years ago. That is a Kosovo diamond. It means we can do more. This is the narrative for your person changing into your baby. Let us all team up, connect in whatever way be able to be. Now you're making sure that this particular country will work again. Like I said, it doesn't matter how far you go. So when I wouldn't have for her, and Ghana will forever remain your home. So any contribution we can all make to ensure say we make Ghana a better place. We've been sort of what man because many sure say go do be a penny sort of free in the mind so what baby. I think you have to be a name ya. One of that sort of compass will be good mammy and papa will be happy. But Abanasa, because of how recklessly people have decided to toy with the present and the future of this particular country. And that is the say MY young Kasakayam benefits here, generation or mobile benefits. And Boy didn't say Debbie not nipa way now, my boy, my yakan about the through and I think that should be enough motivation. It's not about money, it is not about the Obibenyan as a forum. Osikano Benya went to me in brigade, and now can avatar Elon Musk went to me but be as human as you can, you have empathy. That is what we don't have. Anything about me, we here for Sikanyina, it doesn't care. And the alternative is to catch a man for some mercy, no 7 houses were easily gone. My third time will have my essay telling people who are poor, people are living in tattered penury when they can even afford 2 square meal a day. You are telling them, so we have in houses, and this person, who, for all you know, is a politician or hold public office. How childish can people be? I think that we need to just give space for a woman. Your friend is saying, young who's a nipa. Now, 2 be a benyabi and a bit in that one nipa. I see a better place. When I am walk around, that is all that we see. Yeah.
Exactly. Papa, Nyamin Shira, Papa. Nyamin Shira say, and then me train one popo utina also ude uwe ebeka ye ho Nyankopon enhyira. May God bless you, Papa. Enuanu ma mo hwe yen.
Very much.
Ghana yen dia. Baby a wobɛkɔ bia yɛse kuntu no hina nanso kuntu no deɛ ɛyini yankasa ɛna yɛba bɛpunu adeɛ no saa abɛ no mempɛ kuntu no hini yɛba ne yɛbɛpɛ bibi papa bi akɔ yɛn kuro mu na ɛnyɛ sɛ yɛde yɛn ho kɔkyerɛ ɛnɛ nea wote ne nka yɛ Ivan Chei Innocent one, the most smartest young Ghanaian I have ever listened to when it comes to politics, when it comes to policies, when it comes to social issues, the things you need to know. Not just say Ghana your education system is still good. Not just say if we learn, not say we have the proper systems in place that all these things can be put into practice, where Ghana will be better again. Nyame nhyira mo, enuano mo, Osuman, may God bless you. Akpene Mensa, Akpene Mensa, Eric, Nyankopon nhyira mo. Obi bia wo hwe biara no. Say wo YouTube or say we are send the stars to support the program. Just like we invite people, other people in Ghana too are always calling us about what they are lacking. Enkrofo mo chiro mo Ghana, enuano mo, enya asam ketwa. Inti yete ha, enya se ye ni biribi yom. Meti ha, me free meeting e baye, me ba enenam ha, meti ye nyina, me ba nenam ha, I have to go cook. It's a weekend. So we are only, this is what we can also do to make sure that the message is out there. Other people will go on the street. Other people will also do something with their own money. Other people in so many ways, in your own way, there's something you can do. Other people will say no to bribery. Other people will tell the older person, no, or per se, or you so just for temporary, to receive a relief for temporary relief. Think about your life in the next 10 years. In the next 5 years, simple. Let's draw back 5 years. In the next 10 years, 20 years, where would you be? What would you want to have access to? And then, in the next, when you turn 50, 60, when the middle cannot hold, the center cannot hold, that things start to jiggle. Who is going to be the person you are going to get at the hospital? Do you want to a nurse? Do you want a doctor near or person or child? Do you want teacher near on the proper only proper materials, schools like what we are experiencing today? Is this about culture issue? No. Share the video. Now, said the Ghana 2024, we are voting for a better Ghana. Say no to bribery. So say no to a bad and a poor system. Say no to corruption. I hope say you will share this video. May God bless you all. Mama, say
no to MPP, NDC, no more NDC.